American industrialist Henry Ford once said, "Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently." Today, many would say Detroit is a city in need of new beginnings, and new beginnings are underway. You can see that in Detroit's urban agriculture movement. Urban farming isn't just about reclaiming Detroit, it's a way of supporting community. That's evident in the Georgia Street neighborhood, where 39-year-old Mark Covington has helped convert 18 overgrown lots into community havens.
Kale, garlic, okra, what else we got? Some lettuce, some beans, carrots. That's about it in the main garden. Wow. Yeah, we don't have any waste, so everything gets used. Yeah. December of 2007, I was living in Taylor, Michigan, but I lost my job and came back to live with my mom. The snow had started melting, and I came outside on the porch, and I looked down the street, and I seen all this garbage, that I had never seen before. I was like, when it started warming up, I'm gonna clean this up, and over that time, it's like thinking what to put there, and I figured if I put a couple of rows of vegetables or some flowers out there, people would stop dumping on it. Yeah. Started my mother, my 2-year-old nephew at the time, and a friend. We started talking to people in the neighborhood that was coming by trying to see what we were doing, and started hearing that people were living without electricity and gas and water. And some people were, if they was on medication, they had to choose between paying for the medication or food, and I decided to make it bigger. I mean, I've probably been the happiest these last few years than I have been my whole life. Struggling, but I think I found my calling. We just were brought up to take care of our area, and we always picked up the paper on the street, and kept the curbside clean. That's just something that we always were taught to do. I just say I expanded on it.
Earthworks Urban Farm, a community garden with historical ties to a local monastery, grows food to supply a neighborhood soup kitchen. If you ask Earthworks Outreach Coordinator Shane Bernardo, Detroit is uniquely suited for urban agriculture.
There's a very long history here. Between all of us, we provide seeds, we provide transplants, and we also provide technical assistance to over 1,600 growers here in the city. All these folks and organizations are interested in growing their own food. The thing that makes Detroit so unique is its people, because of the massive disinvestment, we've had to make do with very little. And so, because of the history of our resiliency and our toughness and our blue-collar attitude, that we've been able to realize forms of being self-sufficient. I think we've realized a long time ago that someone's not going to come and save us, that we have to do it ourselves. It's an act of creating your own independence from a system that we've relied on so long to provide for our own basic needs. And in a lot of ways, food is a way for us to share ourselves, express ourselves, and also share parts of our stories. Breaking bread, preparing food, celebrating and eating food can be a very radical notion as well. So food being the common denominator, it's a way for us to bring ourselves together and realize a community.
Looking to become the largest urban farm in the world, Hands Farms plans to turn hundreds of acres of Detroit into farmland. The project would provide jobs, beautify the city, and create a hub for urban agriculture, according to Hands Farms president Mike Score.
The problem in Detroit is that there's no scarcity of vacant land. The city has 40 square miles of tax-reverted properties. We started working with the city a few years ago, negotiating on the possibility of starting a farm. And we want our enterprises to be largely U-pick. So what we want to be is the appetizer for the urban consumer, to get them excited about Michigan agriculture and what can be grown here. Not only is there no large-scale commercial farm in the city of Detroit, but there's no large-scale farm of this size in any city globally. Because we came in and immediately we cut down the scrub trees, we picked up the garbage, we've mowed the grass, and it's dramatically better than it's ever been. Clearly farms could beautify urban areas and improve environmental quality. You'll know that we've succeeded when people are saying, hey, Detroit's a real value. There's so much empty land, and it's become a nice place to live, especially over by the farm.
Back on Georgia Street, there are still abandoned homes and overgrown lots. But Covington has a saying, one house, one block, one neighborhood at a time. For now, that plan seems to be working.
Detroit will always be, as long as GM, Ford, and Chrysler are here, it'll always be known as the Motor City. But I just think that it's time for us to start putting our eggs in more baskets than one. And urban ag is probably a part of it.